Jamaica's DPP cites possible criminal breaches at Education Ministry. And in sport, Trinidad and Tobago begin their Under-15 campaign on a losing note. I'm Ricardo Robertson. This is Caribbean in 10 for Friday, July 19th. I'll be back with the details after the break.
So former Vice President Joe Biden is the front-runner by a very wide margin in the way too early race for the 2020 Democrat Party nomination for president. Now, I have legitimate concerns about a potential President Biden because of where he wants to put his hands. And no, I'm not referring to that issue. I'm talking about his desire to put his hands, or the hands of our government, deeply into our pockets. Joe Biden is determined that the flood of illegal immigrants violating our border
When IndyCar hauled to Motown, Honda hoping to keep the good times rolling. Honda's IndyCar stars had swept the previous two Motor City doubleheaders. Graham Rahal doubling in 2017. Ryan Hunter-Reay and Scott Dixon splitting the wins a year ago. This year, Mother Nature controlled Saturday. Severe weather delaying the start nearly 2 hours, causing the event to be shortened. Still wet when the green finally came out.
The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, in Jamaica says its examination of files related to the criminal investigation involving former Education Minister Will Reid has revealed conduct that may have breached 4 criminal laws. It also said the available material provided by the investigators point to possible administrative breaches and possibly 2 common law offenses. DPP Paula Llewellyn said the opinion reached by 4 senior prosecutors in her office was sent to the Financial Investigations Division yesterday. The 13-page document included a legal opinion, guidance and recommendations, but the DPP noted that while her office can make recommendations to investigative entities to prosecute individuals or indicate that there is insufficient material to mount a viable prosecution, it is the police and other investigative bodies that make decisions about arrest and charge and placing any matter before the court. Reid was asked by Prime Minister Andrew Holness to resign on March 20th amid allegations of corruption at the Ministry of Education and several entities falling under its remit, including the Caribbean Maritime University, the CMU. It is also being alleged that several people connected to Reid received contracts from the CMU, including 2 helpers and a driver. Guyana's opposition leader Barack Jagdeo says his party will explore ways to challenge 3 months house-to-house voter registration set to begin this weekend, as he insisted the move by the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, is in defiance of the recent Caribbean Court of Justice ruling. GECOM said in an order published in the official gazette that the exercise will run from tomorrow, July 20th, to October 20th. The National Registration Residence Order 2019 was signed since June 11th by former GECOM chairman, retired Justice James Patterson, who subsequently left the post after the CCJ ruled on June 18th that the process by which he was appointed was flawed. The CCJ had also validated the December 21st, 2018 passage of a no-confidence motion against the government and ordered that elections be held in accordance with the Constitution. Now, the Constitution states that elections should be held within 3 months of the passage of a no-confidence motion, but the CCJ said the consequence of the motion was on pause until it ruled on June 18th, which essentially pushes the 3-month deadline to September 18th. But Jagdeo said at a press conference yesterday that GECOM is embarking on a registration process that will not end with elections being held within 3 months.
It represents an open defiance by the Chief Elections Officer of GECOM to the Constitution of Guyana and to the decision of the Caribbean Court of Justice. He's openly defying these.
Meantime, Jagdeo said he was disappointed CARICOM was being silent on the CCJ ruling regarding the no-confidence motion. He said while the regional grouping has been moving around the world to address problems in other countries, it is quiet on Guyana's political situation. Jagdeo said he met with the CARICOM Secretary General recently and expressed his concerns, but there appears to have been no movement from the body to add its voice to the political issues in Guyana. And staying in Guyana, the meeting that was scheduled yesterday between the government and opposition representatives to look at a possible candidates for the GCOM chairman job was called off and will have to be rescheduled. That's because President David Granger is still examining 4 new names put forward by the opposition team at Wednesday's meeting, when it was announced that Jagdeo had not found favor with 2 of the president's suggestions of names to be included on his possible list of nominees. The president has said he found 4 names put forward by Jagdeo not unacceptable. A final list of 6 names must be submitted by the opposition leader for the president to choose from. And stay with us, your Midday Sport is next. Trinidad and Tobago's under-15 football squad began their campaign in the under-15 Invitational on a losing note. They were defeated by Panama by 5-4 in Couva. TV6's Sergio Defoe has more.
Trinidad and Tobago opened the scoring against Panama to get the high-scoring affair off and running at the Atterbolden Stadium in Couva. Then in the 26th minute, Raimundo Arauz ran through the TNT defense before crashing his shot into the back of the net to level the scores. Panama kept the pressure on and were awarded a penalty. The subsequent shot was drilled past the diving keeper, 2-1 in the 39th minute. However, a late corner dropped ideal for Malik Khan to bring things level again as the teams went into the half. On the resumption, Jaheem Marshall did this in the 68th minute. "3-2, what a goal!" Panama struck back in quick time, literally a minute after, to bring the scores back level again. And then they went forward, 4-3 with some wonderful passing. TNT would concede another and fall 2 goals behind the post to save them the first time before the second was scored, 5-3. The home team was still being cheered on though, and Nathaniel James would answer in the 86th minute. What skill and precision at the under-15 level. 5-4. That's how the game would end, as TNT could not find the equalizer. The hosts play Venezuela next, who lost to Mexico 2-0 in the opening encounter. Sergio Defoe, TV6.
And Jamaican Richard Mayers rode 2 winners on Wednesday's 7-race card to strengthen his hold on second place in the jockey standings at Assiniboia. Downs, the 33-year-old second, scored in race 2 over 6 furlongs with 2-1 choice Eaglebine and returned to capture race 6 9-1 with Bet Minister Henry Lee. That's Caribbean in 10. Good afternoon.